All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully the Wi-Fi doesn't go horrible today. I'm like hoping to goodness the Wi-Fi is okay today. Welcome back to another market open. Today is Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week. We're going to see what happens this week or today with this crazy little fun rally we had yesterday. It was surprising to say the least. And it's time to see if there's any legs behind this bad boy. If it's going to go anywhere, if it's going to do anything at the end of the day. I'm really interested to see about that stuff. Let me open up my Weeble. Good morning, everyone who's here. Good morning. Let's open up Weeble. The reason this is also going to be interesting is because Tesla is today, right? So if Tesla does good, I guess we'll say in earnings, if there's a decent Tesla earnings, then there's going to be probably a better rally in the market. Market's gonna be pretty happy. Ardashir, thank you for being here, bro. What's up? Good morning. Uriel, good morning. Let me share my screen. Let's pull it up. Can you guys see this? Yes, you guys can see this. All right, so we're about 3 minutes away from the market open. Audio is pretty bad. Hold on, Okay, audio should be a lot better now. Let me know. Audio should be a lot better. Erwin, good morning. Audio should be better. I just turned up the gain on my compressor, so it should be a little bit better. Okay, let me know. Let me know now. Audio should be good. We have 3 minutes away from the market open. Crazy market we just saw yesterday, and now we are going to see. Oh yeah, it should be better now. We are going to see what happens with this market. So, let's get into the Weeble. Again, if the Wi-Fi breaks up, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to buy an Ethernet cable because this is like getting annoying. Netflix is up 209 pre-market. So we got all the way up to 214 yesterday. And Sean and I in our podcast extensively talked about some of the major problems with Netflix that exist. 207 they are right now. So they're holding up above 200 in the pre-market. They haven't touched above 200 in a long time. So Netflix is, holding up decently well, one could argue. And we are going to see what happens. Morning, Amit. Some big news for you today. Kathy Wood is closing one of her funds. Yeah, I saw this actually. Kathy Wood is closing the Transparency ETF. When I saw this news, I didn't think it was that crazy because I was like, I hadn't heard much of it. Like, imagine she was closing like a real active ETF or something, but Transparency wasn't active, right? It was just this idea that it was going to go active. I guess in this market, she was like, there's no reason why it should like go active right now, especially because there's not much they would buy that they wouldn't buy in the other funds. Maybe that was the reason. I'm not exactly sure. But yes, she did close that fund. So that fund is not active anymore. Palantir at 940. Bitcoin very close to 24. Very close to 24,000. So there we go. There's Bitcoin. We are 1 minute away from the stock market opening up. Jackalope, good morning. And we're going to see what happens. Wow, 23,917. We are very close to 24,000. Bitcoin's rally has been quite amazing. I'm not going to lie. QQQ almost at 300. Wait, so where's the S&P? Is the S&P going to touch 400? He's at 392. Okay, so S&P's got a little bit more to go to touch 300. That would be quite the psychological game changer if the S&P gets to 400. Oh my. All right, so for those who are new to this channel, we have this thing called a cowbell. We ring it on the YouTube channel at 9:30 a.m. when the United States stock market opens. And we're going to see what happens today. I mean, my hypothesis is that things will continue to do well today, but let's see what happens. All right, the stock market is open. Wake your ass up. The stock market is open. Let's get into it. Tesla. All right, Tesla 743. Obviously, earnings are today. It's going to be incredibly important to see what happens today with earnings. I'm probably not going to be live streaming it because there's like going to be a trillion people that are going to be live streaming it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Tesla. Tesla will be an interesting one. Palantir 950. Look at this bad boy running up, baby. Let me look at my portfolio. Yeah, It's looking pretty nice. It's it's up very nicely. It's not too bad. All right, so Palantir's at 950. Shopify 34. So Shopify launched their YouTube partnership yesterday. As much as I think it's good, I don't think it's like a game changer for Shopify. I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Are they going to really sell that many more things just because people connect to the YouTube channel? Probably, but like, it's not bad, obviously. But it's not like absolutely insane. I mean, that's good. It's good for the stock. I mean, good for the company. Ultimately, we're going to see what happens. Ruckshit says, Amit, excited for July 27th and Tesla earnings. I'm excited for July 27th as well. It's going to be interesting and exciting. DNA up 3.255. Kathy's been buying a couple million shares of this over the past couple of weeks. Meta almost hitting 180. See, this is the interesting thing, right? Meta was at 156. A lot of these companies are up right now. It's really interesting to think, okay, yes, could they go lower from 150? But if I buy at 150 and it goes to 130, that sucks. But when it goes to the upside, it's going to be kind of massive. It goes from 150 to 178. The problem here is like, is this sustainable and is this real, or is this truly a bear market trap? And if we believe inflation has peaked, that was one of the reasons I was watching yesterday. Someone say, like, this is a rally you could theoretically trust, right? Is this rally you can trust, or is this rally you cannot trust? One of the reasons you can trust it is because if inflation has peaked, then the market's going to act like that. Netflix down to 200. Okay, so Netflix has lost all of its gains. So the entire rally we saw, see, this is why it's hard to trust. There's this Drake song called Trust Issues. Yes, this is what I have with Netflix. Wow, Palantir at 960. Wow, we just shot up 3%. That's not bad. Not bad on Palantir. So Netflix took its entire earnings up to like 218, and they went down to 200. If they go below 200, then they're going to be right back where they started yesterday. Well, they would have to go to like 190-ish, around that range. Interesting. I'm late, but I made it. Thank you, Everclear, for being here. Ruckshit, Amit, live stream the Tesla call. I might see. Maybe I'm going to do it with Tom. I don't know. I just know there's gonna be so many people live streaming, and I don't know Tesla that intimately, like Dave Lee or some of the other guys. So for me, it's like I'm not sure exactly if I would give you guys the best analysis too. That's the other problem. But we'll see. SoFi above $5. That's awesome for SoFi finally getting up there. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. All right, so let's head on to CNBC. Let's see what the people are talking about. We will keep going from there. You called Netflix because losing 1 million subscribers still sucks. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, that was kind of part of my argument. It's like, it's really hard to justify upside of 8% when Netflix is going. Imagine losing 1 million subscribers and having your market cap increase. Yeah, it's like, it's this pure ridiculous algorithmic like trading that puts a stock up over like what is actually happening. Like if someone reports that they're down 1 million subscribers, like imagine YouTube's like, yeah, we lost 1 million creators last year. Like 1 million people shut down their channels. It's like, I don't know if that's the best thing in the world. Like doesn't seem like it's the best thing in the world. Doesn't seem like that's the best. Okay, here we go. Let's talk a little bit about Netflix. Hopefully the Wi-Fi isn't god-awful horrible. Let me know if it is. But let me share my screen. Let's hear a little bit about some Netflix. All right.
Maybe, Sarah, we'll start with you with regard to the kind of overall theme and story for Netflix. Is this one that you feel is it one that maybe gets people a little bit more excited about Netflix as a company again? Or is there still so much work and competition that it's going to take a lot longer?
I think Netflix avoided the fire, but they still feel the heat. Right now, Netflix is in a position where they're no longer the clear and undefined winner for streaming for the foreseeable future. They have had the seat at the throne for so many years, Dom, but I think it's become apparent that increased competition is really starting to eat at their lead. Now, the thing that would make investors hopeful is that there are clear signs that the streaming ecosystem, the sandbox that Netflix is playing in, is really healthy and continuing to grow. But it used to be that even if that streaming ecosystem pie was smaller, Netflix captured the entire thing. And that made Wall Street really excited. Now, moving forward, I think it's pretty clear they're not going to capture the entire thing. And they might try to present metrics that make it seem like they're in the clear, winning path. But the reality is, when they try to introduce their advertising tier next I think it's early 2023. It's not very clear, at least to me, that they're going to have some sort of clear advantage from the outset. Disney's been doing advertising with Hulu, especially, for so long. They're the clear winner. You have companies like Peacock who have the entire ad infrastructure of NBC Universal. Same thing goes with Paramount Plus. I really am concerned about Netflix's dominance for the foreseeable future.
All right, so James, maybe all of this has been priced in, right? I mean, this is a stock that has lost 70-some% of its value entering that earnings call yesterday, and it's up about 6% right now. It had been up about 13% right after the results came out. It doesn't sound like some investors are convinced that this story is one that can really turn things around on a more secular basis.
I think you have to separate between the market and the Netflix stock right now. I think the tone of the market is shifting. I mean, remember, this is a company that's strictly traded on sub growth. And now you have a declining sub base as well as downside the third quarter guidance, which would have been inconceivable to see a rising stock in the first half of this year. So expectations have come down. But I also think that you're seeing a better appreciation of the mean reversion of growth rates, which we've written about this year. Basically, you had this huge pull forward in demand, and it's not as much that the growth rates have come down structurally lower and the opportunity has come down, but rather we're coming back to the original growth curves for the tech sector more broadly. But as far as Netflix is concerned, I do agree that the road ahead is tough. I mean, the ad wars are real. And if you think about the differentiation between Netflix versus an Amazon, a Facebook, a Google, it's really not that much. And you can argue that Netflix is more akin to the linear television. So I think that the roads ahead are not that easy for Netflix, even though you do have the pop in the stock here near term, given the lowered sentiment.
James, could I follow up there with regard to from an investor perspective, right?
Yeah.
Is when it comes to Netflix, is it though still, is it a favorite of yours, or would you go somewhere else if you wanted that exposure to streaming content?
Somewhere else. I mean, if we want exposure to streaming content, we don't go where we're involved, and that's a company more like Spotify. I mean, really, what we see is a bifurcation between platforms and services. We think platforms will increasingly command premium valuations. That's the Amazon, the Facebook, Google, as well as a Spotify, which is morphing into a platform as they bring on the creator economy onto their platform. Netflix, on the other hand, is a service. So when you think about the longer term valuations of these companies, I think that services will command lower valuations than what we've seen in the past. That's Netflix. And then platforms, on the other hand, will command more premium valuations. So we're not involved in Netflix. We are involved in Spotify. But I think that near term Netflix, just given the low expectations of the market, obviously the stock should benefit from that.
All right.
Okay, so interesting. Now, I agree with his argument that services will not benefit as much as platforms. I disagree that he thinks Spotify is turning into like a beautiful platform. There's a lot of things people don't understand about Spotify that I think is just like it's really hard. And I've talked with very high level people about Spotify's prospects. One of the things is they get paid $8 billion a year from labels. So for marketing and promotion. So when a label is paying you $8 billion a year, what does marketing or promotion mean? It means playlist promotion, like getting you on certain playlists. That means other creators don't have access to those playlists, right? YouTube's not getting paid $8 billion a year from CBS or CNBC. CNBC just posts a crap ton of videos, which is why they clog people's feeds. But if Meet Kevin posts a crap ton of videos, he'll clog people's feeds, right? It's kind of more meritocratic. It's not necessarily the same on some of the other platforms. But overall, the point is correct. Like, look, the platform wins because the platform has infinite amounts of content and less amounts of spend. The service that has to spend for the content, I just don't think it wins. It's at the end of the day, that's what happens. Bitcoin at 24K. Wow. Bitcoin, huh? It's going up there. It's rallying. It's doing what it needs to do. It's doing what it needs to do. All right, well, hey man, if you guys are in crypto, hopefully it's a little bit of relief just as the market's coming up and feels a little bit better as well. But yeah, it's very, 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 very interesting to see that to see what's been going on with Netflix. Now, an ad-supported service obviously will help them. It's just a question of how long it'll take. And again, the advertising dollars are also pretty tough to be able to get at the end of the day. Now, Kramer also said yesterday that the market absolutely is. You may as well just sleep on your chair after your late night video and stay logged on all night. The grind does not stop. Again, there are some days I don't want to wake up and some days I don't want to do stuff, but you've got. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, fuck, yo, I'm gonna be 25 in 3 months. I'm like, the average person lives to be 75, which means I'm 33% done with my life. I'm like, I should probably like really take advantage of the moment. And that gets me excited every morning, the fact that I have the ability to. So that's it. Did not expect to see this type of market when I woke up. Yeah. Shout out to you, Joel. It's really tough. I mean, it's really amazing to see what's happening, and it's going to be incredible to see how this turns out. Let me go to the S&P real quick and see where the S&P is. When the S&P gets to 500, oh, wow, Pouncer's at 979. Goodness gracious. Hold on, let me share. Wow. Mara plus 8%. Your father is the next Warren Buffett. Yeah, I said this on my late night stock talk stream last night, guys. My dad comes up to me and he's like, I just bought 25 shares of Mara. I'm like, Dad, do you know what Mara is? He's like, yeah, they manage data. And I'm reading the description on this. It's a cryptocurrency mining firm. I'm like, Dad, you don't know what blockchain is. He's like, no. I was like, you should sell it. He bought like 25 shares at 10 and now it's at 13. I'm like, bro, just take it. Cause I know my dad, if it goes down to 7, he's not going to be able to hold it because he doesn't know what the hell it is. It's not like it's Google or anything. And he's like, no, it was at 85 once. Now it's at 13. I'm like, my guy, this is not GameStop all over again, right? Like this is when my mom bought AMC and she made $1,000. My mom made $1,000 off AMC back in January 2021. That's when I was like, this is a little insane, bro. My mom is making $1,000 in a day off of AMC. Like, this is kind of crazy. She made more money than me, bro. I didn't even trade it. My friend made 75K swinging GameStop. 75 freaking thousand, bro. And then he had to pay a massive amount of taxes. It was rough. But like, I was like, bro, 75K off of like a couple of swings. But he did a lot of options in college and he lost a lot. I remember my friend lost 20K on Snapchat once in one weekend. He was pretty depressed, bro. Like, he did not come out of his room. And I didn't understand what options were. So I was just like, how'd you lose $20,000? He was like, I bet that it would go up, and it didn't go up. And I was just like, well, that sounds like kind of like gambling. I'm not gonna lie. Then I learned what options were, but it's pretty tough. So my dad definitely, well, he's up now, so that's good. Good morning. My pound trade average is 1040, almost there. You should do a video with how many days left with your dad. I should do it with my mom. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be interesting. Maybe my mom and my dad. Spotify relies purely on subscription income. It obviously loses the likes of Apple or Amazon because they have other streams of income and can run the streaming business events at a loss. That is a very good point. Now, the analyst was trying to say Spotify is becoming a platform with like podcasters becoming part of the creator economy. The problem is there gets to a point when things are why. All right, so let me make an argument right here. Why did YouTube partner with Shopify? Why did YouTube not just build their own store? It's not that hard, right? YouTube literally, they have a lot of engineers. They could have made a clone of Shopify and then just integrated into YouTube. And then if you wanted to sell your I don't know, your water bottles or something, you could just sell it on YouTube and then YouTube takes a cut of the commission. Now, people would say, oh, that's annoying because you already have a store on Shopify. So what? If your audience is on one channel, you're going to go to that audience on that channel. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit, frictionless. The reason YouTube didn't do that is because they don't specialize in shopping, right? So they changed. I think that's the same thing with Spotify. They specialize in music and getting Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber record label streams, and the record labels literally milking Spotify like a fucking little, like just getting everything out of them. And so now when you want to bring the creator economy onto the quote unquote platform, but you have subscription revenue, you want to get advertising revenue, but you have to compete with all the other platforms for advertising revenue that are actually giving discovery to average creators like me. Like, YouTube's paying me. Spotify's not ever going to really be paying me the level that YouTube's paying me. It's a lot harder to say you're a platform, which is going to lead them to just buy more premium shit. And when they buy more premium shit, that's going to lead to less creators getting discovered, which is going to turn them into constantly an editor and a publisher. Here's the way you know. Let's go to Spot, by the way. It's probably up. Spotify up at 110. Here's the way you know Spotify is not a publisher. In 2 years, when Joe Rogan's deal ends, if they re-up him for another couple $100 million, they're not a platform. Because you don't give one guy a couple $100 million to create content on your platform and then expect to be part of the creator economy. It's not a bad thing. It's just like, you're a media company, bro. Like, you pay for content and then you distribute that content, because that content, like, you have to syndicate it. And if one guy can leave your platform and you can lose all the value of your platform, which is not what happened to YouTube. Joe Rogan left YouTube and YouTube was like, okay, bye-bye. YouTube did just fine without Joe Rogan. Then, because they have a trillion other pieces of content uploaded, right, that are interested, then you're not a platform, in my opinion. So we will see when that happens. Robinhood above $7, now to $9. Not bad. Yeah, Palantir. So S&P is at 392. S&P still hasn't hit 400 yet. And then Palantir is up pretty well. Also, Palantir got a couple patents yesterday. I'm going to make an article on dailypalantir.com so you guys can check that out. But Palantir got a couple of patents. Also, let me share another piece of news with you guys. I didn't make a video on this yesterday because I got so busy, but I'm gonna do this back again. Nate, what's up? So let me guys show you this article I put on Daily Palantir, which is my website. Palantir hired this dude. He's like a former Air Force person or something. But they hired this dude, right? Okay, here it is. So they hired this guy, Air Force Reserve Assistant Sean Manasico, as a senior counsel to help consult on their growing governmental business. This was the tweet. We are excited to welcome former acting Undersecretary of the Air Force, Sean J. Manasico, to Palantir as a senior counsel. Sean will help advance Palantir's leading-edge software to meet the U.S. government's evolving and complex needs. So I won't read the article to you guys, but like, why did they hire this dude? It's very simple. Get more government contracts. That's it. It's the same reason they had the Federal Advisory Board, right? The whole point of the Federal Advisory Board was like, let's create this infrastructure that has these really important people that worked in the government, veterans and just high-level ranking officials to be on this independent board that consults with us on our business, quote unquote consults. What that means is when they're competing with Raytheon for a contract, one of the people from the Federal Advisory Board can make a call to one of the people in the governmental agencies that's deciding who to give the contract to, and they could be like, hey, can you consider Palantir a little bit more? And that recommendation matters a lot more. That is exactly why they have this. That's exactly why they hired this guy. It's not to increase the consultation of their business. It's literally like Palantir. I don't think they need that person helping them figure out the governmental like technology. They need someone helping them close deals. So I don't know how much money they made them, but they're definitely gonna make a lot of money off them. We will see. The streaming side of YouTube that is trying to take on Twitch does sign multi-million-dollar content contracts to get creators. That is a good point, Juan. That's something I actually forgot to mention. So I know that YouTube has signed Ludwig, which is a streaming content creator, and took him away from Twitch. I just think that's a little bit different than what we're talking about overall, right? Like again, at the end of the day, YouTube's trying to build up its live business from like getting some content creators to go exclusive on YouTube. But that doesn't necessarily mean to me that YouTube's like, it's different than YouTube Red, right? If YouTube was still doing YouTube originals when they made like Cobra Kai and all this stuff, and they were like flooding it on the platform, then I would be a bit annoyed because I'd be like, no one gives a shit about this original stuff. Like, I want to see like this random dude in New York City having, who has 10,000 subscribers. I want to see his journey, right? Like, which I follow a lot of those people. I think that's more of what the platform has become. Like, as a whole list, they haven't produced original content. YouTube doesn't like do that, or at least I haven't seen that pushed in my feed. So I think that's one of the other things that's a little bit different. I'll send you my Bitcoin mint and you can hold it on your balance. All right, Joel. Joel, you're gonna be my first Bitcoin. I do have $1 of Bitcoin. How much am I up on my dollar? I bought $1 of it at the dip. Hold on. Palantir 981, by the way. I am up $1.20. I'm up 25% on my Bitcoin. I have $1.25. My average cost is $19,157. Should have bought some more. YouTube Music is superior to Spotify. 5-second ads on the free version. YouTube Premium is $2 more expensive than Spotify, and the premium version of YouTube Music is all included. Yeah, I agree. That's why I switched to YouTube Music, because I was just like, wait a second. Why am I paying $10 for just music when I could pay $12 and I could have all of YouTube, right? Like there's a difference here. Cobra Kai wasn't bad, to be honest. It wasn't amazing, but definitely not bad. I never watched it, but yeah, my point is not if it's good or bad. It's just like if the platform makes independent content, they have an obligation to shareholders to promote that because they paid for it. So they need an ROI on that over taking a risk with user-generated content. So it could be the best content in the world, but the problem is, like, imagine a creator trying to build a career on Netflix. It's not possible. There's no algorithm. There's no keywords. There's no search traffic. You can't send a Netflix link to a bunch of people to check out your Netflix video. Like, it doesn't happen. There's no creator economy there. So it's kind of the same thing that I feel is happening on Spotify. There's just so much stuff that's pummeled into the platform that in terms of organically getting discovered, it's incredibly difficult. And maybe they solve this problem, but I think it's a bit harder given their business model. And this is what I saw on their investor day. I watched their investor day very intimately, and they're talking about, we got Joe Rogan, we got Caller Daddy, we got Gimlet Media, we got Armchair Scholars. If for those who don't know, these are very high level podcasts. And I'm like, okay, but all these guys are rich and they're backed by big media companies, and there's all these kids who want to become the next Joe Rogan that you guys just don't give a shit about at all. And if you gave a shit about them, you would put them on your conference. When YouTube does a conference, they bring out every YouTube creator on the planet and put them in front and center, because those are the people running the platform. So I think that's a little bit of the difference. That FOMO kicking in. No, not really, bro. I honestly, bro, I can't buy it. It's too volatile for me at this point in my life. Let's check Coinbase. I actually haven't seen Coinbase. So there's really no FOMO for me right now. I don't even think, even if it keeps going up, I'll be fine. I can't have it on the downside. Wow, Coinbase at 70. So when Bitcoin pumps, Coinbase pumps. Look at that bad boy. For those who have Coinbase in the portfolio, it's pumping. Now it's down significantly from some highs, but nonetheless, it's pumping. There you go. Coinbase 71, up 8%. I forgot to take a look at Coinbase. When the market goes up, things feel euphoric. Things feel better. Look at how green this is. If this continues today, we have a second day up. Who are we getting a call from? Who are we getting a call from right now? We're getting a call from the man. Here we go. Yo, I'm live right now. You're on speaker.
Am I on speaker?
You are on speaker, sir.
I want to tell them the story of my diet failure, because now I have succeeded to overcome it.
Are we doing the podcast today or no? Because you have earnings, right? You're going to be live streaming it?
I'm not going to be live streaming Tesla earnings. In fact, I could not give less fucks about Tesla's earnings, bro.
Really? I thought you were going to live stream it.
I'm not going to live stream Tesla earnings, bro.
Okay. So
I'm not. I think it's a pointless thing to do. If you like Tesla, you like Tesla. If you don't like Tesla, you don't like Tesla. Trying to figure out whatever numbers come out of these Q2 financials are just one piece of data point over 40 times that. For the next 10 years, we're going to have 40 earnings, bro. It don't fucking matter.
Okay. Everyone in the comments saying, let Tom tell us the story. So go ahead.
Okay. So check this out. So I have succeeded to overcome it. I mean, like, you know the story, so you should know. I mean, I've the second day actually I worked. It happened. Basically, I beat it.
Okay.
So I'm in a good mood right now. So basically, I'm trying to lose weight. Yeah, and I'm trying to lose weight because I'm a fucking fat pig and shit. And I gotten fat, and I already lost like 20 pounds, gained everything back a few months ago. So now I'm trying to do this again. So I've enrolled into this plan. And this guy who runs this plan basically has this system. And the system is eat 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Whatever you want, you can eat. No restrictions whatsoever. However, you are not allowed to eat not even the breadcrumb, not even the fucking coffee with milk, not even Coke, zero, nothing in between those 3 meals. So you eat 3 times a day and nothing goes in your mouth besides water, and tea without sugar for the remainder of the time. But in those 3 times, you can eat fucking pizza, whatever the fuck you want, right? Anyways, so not yesterday, the day before yesterday was my first day. And I was like, yeah, this is easy, bro. I'm hacking the system. Like, I made it through the entire day.
So we ended our podcast at like 1 a.m. your time, and you said, yep, I'm going to go to bed, and that's it for today, right?
Yeah, I'm not eating, nothing, blah, blah, blah. I go home, I go to bed. I'm super happy. Like, bro, first day and I've already killed it. I wake up 1 hour later, bro. 2 a.m. I wake up. And I'm like a fucking zombie, bro. Like, I'm hungry. Yeah, bro, I'm literally running to the fridge trying to figure out what I can get out of the fridge that would give me the food immediately. And I'm rattling the fucking thing. My wife wakes up. She's like, what the fuck you doing? And I'm basically looking at her like a fucking zombie in Walking Dead. Like, No words come out. They just growl. It's just, she looks at me and says, "Fuck you, man."
Wait, so you're sleeping like in the same bed with her, and you just randomly get up, and she's like, "What's going on?" And you just
and I ran to the kitchen. She thought something happened, bro.
she's like, "Is there a bank robber or something in the house?" Or
bro, I'm scavenging through the fucking fridge. Ended up fucking eating 7 sandwiches, bro. One after the other, bro. So I end up eating 7 sandwiches. The entire kitchen looks like a fucking wild animal fucking burglarized the house and then threw up in the entire kitchen, bro. I'm laying on the floor trying to digest these fucking 7 sandwiches at 3:30 a.m. Can't go to sleep. Like literally exploding. I don't even go to sleep, but in the morning I feel the shame. You know what I mean? The shame of failure. Like, and I tell you the story in the morning, like when I talked in the morning, and then I told you the next day I'm gonna be fine. And I finished the second day, woke up right now, and I have to tell you I killed it. Not only I killed it, I only did 2 meals instead of 3. 2 meals, and no snacking, no night snacking. And I even didn't have to ask my wife to tie me to the bed, which was kind of one of my ideas.
Hold on, that deserves a bell. That deserves a bell. That's great. No, I'm proud of you. That's awesome. That's
I did
phenomenal.
it, bro. I failed horribly, miserably, like in a very catastrophic, like almost caricaturic way. It was such a horrible fail, but I didn't let it break me. And the next day I came back and gave it 61 points, like a Kobe performance.
No, that's beautiful. Hold on. I have one question for when you were making the sandwiches. Were you making them by hand? Like you were finding all the ingredients and stacking?
No, there was nothing, and no tinsels involved. It was just basically like, bro, it was just like.
So like you were grabbing the chicken, grabbing the bread, grabbing the condiments, and all putting.
I don't even remember what I ate. Whatever was in the fucking fridge, it just. I was going like it was like my brain was working in this kind of primal survival mode. I have like very vague memories of how it played out. I don't have like, it wasn't like a rational boop-de-doo-de-doo, let's go make a sandwich. No, it was like that was my brain at that point, bro.
That's why the story literally woke me up in the morning dying of laughter, because I was like, I just imagined that happening. I was like, that's rough. That's a lot of stuff. That's tough.
No, but I called the guy and I told him, hey, listen, I fucked up and I have no power or will. He said, no, you got it. You're going to come back the next day. Bim, bam, boom. And I did it, bro. And I'm on my 3rd day and I could not be more happy, bro.
I love it. Now you just got to today. Oh, it's night. Yeah. So you're ending the day. Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. Everything is going to be peachy, bro. Anyways, enjoy your stream. I'm not streaming Tesla today, so we might do our podcast maybe afterwards.
Okay, got it. So
maybe we'll do it. If they get, how much your stream usually gets in likes?
I don't know, like 60. There's 100. So I'm really surprised 189 people continued to stay for the past 8 minutes of you explaining your story. I thought they would have left, but
if we get 200 likes, we'll do the stream today for the Can You Learn to Speak, my guy.
All right, cool. So 200 likes. I don't think we're going to get it. We'll see. But if we get it, then we'll do that. If not, we'll probably do it tomorrow, guys. But no, man, I'm really, that's amazing. So now so every day you have to stick to 3 meals and no snacks, basically, right? That's the plan?
No, but I've upgraded it. And now I'm doing 2 meals. I'm not doing breakfast.
Are you sure are you a little bit euphoric right now? Or do you think you're actually willing to?
No, I did this. I'm telling you. So the second day where it worked, this is how I did it. I wake up in the morning, no breakfast, boom, 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 2 meals, nothing in between. Easy peasy, bro.
And no drinks in between, no like sodas, anything like that, or?
And also, I don't drink alcohol anymore because of this. So no alcohol until I lose the weight.
Wow, that's a big commitment. Yeah, that's giving up the beer belly. Wow.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Let's see what happens.
Awesome. I'm proud of you. That's great. That's great.
So enjoy the stream, everybody. 200 likes, we'll do the podcast today. If not, go fuck yourself.
All right. Got it. All right. Talk to you later. That ended right on time, actually, because it's 10 a.m. and we're going to end it at 10 a.m. But yeah, man, for anyone struggling with weight loss, I hope you resonate with that story, because I'm not as overweight as Tom, to be honest, but I'm trying to lose weight as well. But I have a startup and I'm doing a quadrillion things a day. So it's like kind of hard to find an hour to work out. So eating right is the best way for me to start losing weight and getting into that shape. So I'm going to get there. I was actually losing so much weight back in 2020. And then I pulled my back, and then like, once I pulled my back, I literally couldn't work out for about 8 months. I was going into Cairo and all that stuff, and then it messed up everything. So, but we got to get back to normal and try to get it to be good. All right, thank you all for joining. Market has been rallying. Palantir is up, crypto's up, everything's up. We're gonna see if this is sustainable. A couple more videos coming out today. Late night stock talks tonight at 11 p.m. Gonna have a special guest on today. It's not gonna be Tom. It's gonna be someone else. Maybe we're gonna be streaming Can You Learn to Speak, my guy. I'll probably be covering Tesla, even though a lot of people are gonna be covering Tesla. So I'll give my thoughts on it, but there's going to be a lot of other people covering Tesla. So we will see ultimately what happens with the market for Tesla. Thank you guys so much. I will see you later today and then tomorrow at 9:20 a.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.